When a cold water pipe is connected to a bare copper wire using a lug, it means the cold water pipe is being used as or bonded to a grounding electrode or part of the grounding electrode system for the electrical installation. Explanation from the Canadian Electrical Code CSAC 22-120 for and Ontario adoption. In the 2020 Canadian Electrical Code CSAC 22-120 for 26th edition, adopted in Ontario via the Ontario Electrical Safety Code OESC 29th edition with your uploaded November 2020 for amendments, this setup is a standard method for grounding, bonding metal water piping systems. Rule 10700. Grounding electrodes recognizes a metal underground water pipe cold water service pipe as a permitted grounding electrode if it is in direct contact with earth for at least 3 meters 10 feet and electrically continuous. The grounding electrode conductor GC, often a bare copper wire for example, number 6AWG or sized per table 16, rule 10-812, is connected to the cold water pipe using a suitable ground clamp or lug mechanical connector to establish a low impedance path to earth. This connection provides the building's electrical system with a reliable earth-ground reference and helps clear faults by directing currents safely to ground. Rule 10-900 to connections to grounding electrodes requires secure, corrosion-resistant connections, for example, listed ground clamps, lugs with good metal-to-metal contact. Bare copper wire is commonly used because it's durable, corrosion-resistant in this application, and permitted for grounding conductors. Rule 10-806 allows bare conductors. Rule 10-700 and related bulletins, for example, ESA Bulletin 10-17-8 note. The connection is typically made on the street side of the water meter as close as practicable to the point of entrance to ensure continuity to the buried portion in earth. If there's an insulating section, for example, plastic meter or non-metal insert, a bonding jumper must bridge it to maintain electrical continuity to the earth contacting part. Rule 10-700 and Rule 10-614 bonding of non-electrical equipment also require bonding the entire metal water piping system, cold and hot, to the electrical grounding system, often via number 6AWG copper jumper across the water heater or similar, to equalize potentials and prevent shock hazards if a fault energizes the pipes. Why this setup? The cold water pipe, if metal and underground, serves as an effective grounding electrode because of its extensive contact with moist earth, providing a low resistance path to ground. Using a lug on bare copper ensures a secure, permanent, and inspectable connection, no splices, in the JEC per Rule 10-806. This is common in residential, commercial installations in Toronto, Ontario to meet grounding requirements when the pipe qualifies as an electrode, often supplemented by ground rods if needed. Your uploaded 2020 for Ontario amendments November 2020 for do not alter Section 10 grounding and bonding or these rules. The base CSAC 22-120 for applies directly. The 2020 for Canadian Electrical Code Handbook, your uploaded version, explains Section 10 objectives, creating effective fault current paths, equipotential bonding, and shock prevention via reliable electrode connections like this. For Toronto, Ontario, a licensed electrical contractor must install this per Reg. 570-05, with ESA notification, inspection and connection authorization required for service work. If the pipe is non-metal or interrupted, alternative electrodes, for example, rods, are needed.